Next quick tip is saving money. Software assurance is popular on server products. Think Windows Server, SQL Server, but those server products in an EA require software assurance. And not having to do software assurance, it isn't available in CSP, but there's something called CSP subscriptions that have many similarities to software assurance, including the upgrades that we've seen over the past few years. Many of our customers move their server products to the CSP model and either buy the one-time perpetual license, which gives you that license in perpetuity. So you can go buy Windows Server right now, 2025, perpetual license, doesn't give you the upgrades, but maybe you don't ever need an upgrade, right? Maybe that server is only going to be in your existence in your data center for a year or two, and then you're going to move it to Azure or something like that, or you're going to retire it and replace it with something else. Whilst the CSP model for Windows Server, SQL Server is becoming very, very popular, there are those customers that want kind of like a 3-year term, like an enterprise agreement, but not all of the rules and restrictions. For that, what we'll do is we'll marry a CSP for Microsoft 365 licenses and then something called an MPSA, Microsoft Product Services Agreement, which is very similar to EA, and it is a 3-year term. Another key area to saving money, and I love this one, because Microsoft will give incentives, rebates, discounts, and they're shifting their incentives, rebates, discounts more towards CSP. I just got an email yesterday on some extension of some discounts on Copilot and some other promotions going on. So as Microsoft puts more and more of their investment dollars for discounting, for rebates, for incentives into CSP, you, the customer, benefits from it because then you will be paying less money for those products that Microsoft is putting these programs towards, which is definitely a win for everybody. And then lastly, on saving money here, people don't always talk about this when they're talking about EAs, but a lot of EAs include an Azure subscription. There's an Azure EA model subscription. In CSP, it's called Azure Plan. You get a lot more flexibility with the Azure Plan subscription. You can have multiple subscriptions all under multiple Azure plans, and then that invoicing comes from us. So it's a centralized invoicing. There's no prepayment. EAs have historically had a prepayment for Azure, and some older EAs used to have a minimum commit for Azure as well. A lot of times we would see a minimum $1,000 spend on Azure. Even if the customer was not spending $1,000, they still had to pay $1,000. So that's the last area I want to hit on saving money is what's called Azure Plan and CSP, and using that instead of the Azure EA licensing model as another way to save some money here.